Welcome to the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
Spartans recovered on the break. A slam dunk by Booker. Allman drives to the basket. Bank shot away. Good. And I think he's going to get a free throw to boot. Booker for three. He got it. How about that?
It's time for the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt. Crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. Now with Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, here's the voice of Spartan basketball, Will Tieman.
This game is now in the record books. And with this win here in Champaign tonight, history has finally been made. The final score from Champaign, Illinois is Michigan State 79, Illinois 64. And Tom Izzo now owns the most conference wins in the history of this great Big Ten basketball conference. And that's the way it sounded Saturday. We finally got the record in the record books. And welcome into the show, brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Okay, for those listening, if you're waiting to hear something from Coach, you won't hear it tonight. The schedule makers really did us a big favor because we're so good we don't need to practice or prep. We go to Champaign, we get back, not too bad, but basically we have 2 days to get ready for one of the best teams in the country, which is Purdue. And so at the end of the day, everybody's huddled the tents over there at the Breslin Center getting ready for this task because Purdue is really good. We owe them one. And then right after that, we're off to Ann Arbor. So this is a very difficult week for our guys in terms of getting ready. But we have fill-ins. Welcome, Joey Hauser and Stephen Izzo. So I guess I might as well start off by just asking you guys what you're up to. So, Joey, you've been playing pro ball for a couple of years. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm with the Hawks G League team right now in Atlanta. All-star break for us right now. So no better place than to come back here, catch a game, big one with Purdue. So that's kind of what's going on right now. But I'm glad that I could fill in for Coach.
So when they said, "Hey, you want to be on the radio show?" You're like, "What?"
Well, I thought thought it was with Coach, and they were like, "No, you're going to fill in for him." And I was like, "All right, we'll see."
So, Stephen, what are you up to?
Yeah, so I am working with professional golf, bunch of different leagues, and my main focus is the Meijer LPGA Classic that's in Grand Rapids. So hopefully we can get you guys to turn out and go to that. But yeah, just been prepping for that for the last few months, and it's been a blast, and really like what I'm doing and looking forward to the future with the company.
Okay. So by the way, this could really be fun since we don't really have a filter on this show. We do have that microphone over there. So if any of you guys want to come up and get the real scoop of what it's like to play for Coach Izzo, these two guys know. They can give you the skinny. And I want to run by something Tom said today that really, he said this at his press conference. He was grateful to the 148 players that helped him get this record. You guys are two of those 148. When the record finally came, what were you thinking?
I was just happy for Coach. He's done so much for me, and you know how much he cares about each and every one of his players. I mean, he treats them like this guy. And this guy's had the pleasure of being coached by him for 25 years or 24 years. So he knows better than everybody. But I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I wish it would have happened against Indiana at home, but nonetheless, got the job done. And you know, it's always cool when you see Coach get emotional because we always see him as kind of the hard nose, you know, tough guy, tough love. But when you see it like that, you know it's genuine. You know it's just a special moment.
How was it for you, Stephen? It's your coach and it's your dad.
Yeah, I mean, for him, I think it's just he just wants to like win and have the team win. He doesn't really care about his own personal accolades or anything like that. He just wants to win championships and be an outstanding member of the community. But as a family, like, that's something that my sister, me, my mom, like all my cousins, like, we're all going to cherish that record and obviously focus on that and tell stories about that one day. And yeah, just like cool experience, and grateful to be able to say, like, my dad's the winningest coach in the Big Ten. Like, that's pretty impressive, very nuts. But yeah, for me and my sister, I think we care more about the record than my dad does or than my mom does. But regardless, if he doesn't have the record, like, obviously he still accomplished a lot. So it's just one small thing on his, big picture of everything he's accomplished here.
The one thing I sensed as we were getting close, he's one win away, then he ties it, and it became like this thing, more than like, hey, what about the team we're playing? And I sense at some point there is probably a relief that it's over, so we can get back to just talking about Purdue or Michigan or whomever we're playing. Did he talk to you about that? Like, man, this thing, it just won't go away.
He never talked about it, but he would be like, this is all they talk about on TV if we watch a Big Ten game. Always being mentioned. And then from my standpoint, like what happened when we were in California, they were talking about it. Then it gets dragged on for 2 weeks. And then it's just like, can we just stop talking about it? It's like Mahomes getting compared to Brady. Like, just move on. Like the Luka trade. Yes, it's crazy, but like, I don't want to keep hearing about it. I kind of just want to let it go. And then like when it gets there, we get it and don't focus on it. But yeah, I was kind of sick of it, just like how much they were talking about it. Cause I'm just like, can we just play the game? And like, you're putting too much pressure on like the current guys to get that record, where if we just stop talking about it, get the record and move on.
Yeah. And it was interesting when we're doing our pregame chat before the Indiana game. I just looked at him and I said, please don't take a swing at me, but I got to ask you about this record. It could happen today. And you could just see it in his face, like, not you too, but it was a part of the game. And so at the end of the day, it's really something. And one of the things we're going to do, we're going to relive some of their careers, which have some special moments. But later in the show, we did a thing with assistant coach Thomas Kelly. Think about it. Thomas was on that team that won the first Big Ten game. And he's been with him as a grad assistant. He's now an assistant coach. So he's been with Tom a long time through the growth of this whole thing. And we sat down and we just did an interview about Coach Izzo. And we're going to play a clip later in the show that just the question is, why did everybody buy in? I mean, playing for Tom Izzo at Michigan State is something you don't do if you're looking for an easy path. And they're laughing up. Like I'm telling these guys something they don't know. But Thomas Kelly talked about how that first group decided when they were going to buy in. And it's really a neat thing. And so anyway, we're going to take a break here. We are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches Show, just make a reservation by emailing coachesshow@onenorthdining.com. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
And welcome back. We're live in Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar, located at Abbott, Saginaw, and East Lansing. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Well, filling in for Coach Izzo tonight, Joy Hauser and Steven Izzo. And I encourage everybody to come ask a question. These guys talk about their career or their experience, and it looks like we have a taker.
Evening, guys. Welcome to the show. While some of us here are sad that Coach isn't here, my son in Traverse City is glad that he took the opportunity to squeeze in another practice. So go green. At the risk of bringing the mood down for a minute, you two were both on campus February 13th, 2 years ago. We were here, many of us. And as we were packing up to leave, we heard about a tragedy that was taking place just a couple blocks away. Your dad said that you were right outside Snyder Hall, I think. And I'm sure Joey was somewhere on campus. I would like to get basically what was going on with you guys when that was all unfolding.
I mean, yeah, you didn't really know what was going on. You just heard there was like a shooter on campus, didn't know how many, didn't really know where at. There was a lot of mixed reports and stuff. So obviously everything was just like, be safe, lock yourself in your apartments, don't go out and about. And then afterwards, obviously it was just super sad that something like that happened. You never really think you could be in those situations until something like that happens. But I think just gave us a perspective, like, we're playing a basketball game at the time, and we were just hold on to your loved ones and then call your family because, like I said, something unexpected could happen where someone's life's taken, unfortunately. And it was an unfortunate way to see a whole campus kind of rally together and kind of rally around the basketball team at the time. But we figured it could be kind of a way for people to not think about it, but, kind of just I don't really know how to explain it because it was a tough time, but it was really unfortunate.
Yeah, so my girlfriend was in one of the buildings next to the
Berkey.
Yeah, she was in buildings next to the Union, and I was coming to the street to go pick her up, and all these cops were flying by me, and I didn't really know what was going on, so I was like, I'm just gonna get out of the way. Pulled into the Union, and sure enough, there's like SWAT team behind me, so that was pretty traumatizing, just witnessing that, have no clue, and then just seeing everyone run, and then I had to get out, so I ended up getting out, and was very fortunate to get to Breslin. I got in, locked myself in with a couple GAs and other coaches, but just like knowing that, like my home, like East Lansing, like the place I love, the place that has always been so safe to me, just like kind of being it wasn't safe for a lot of students. And the hard thing was for me, like just living here, like I know that, East Lansing's my home forever. Like I love this place, want to be here forever, and care so much about everything that goes on in this community. And then, having people that live in Chicago or Arizona or wherever it may be, and having their families not be able to contact them, and just like not knowing what's going on. Like my parents were in East Lansing, and my dad was like, I'll come get you. I'm like, no, just like stay home, because we don't need two people in danger or anything like that. in our family. And yeah, just very unfortunate and very sad, and something that still like affects me to this day, and upsets me and makes me sad, and just I feel bad for everyone involved. Like it's traumatizing hearing everyone else's stories, and my story. Like yes, it was scary, but it could have been way worse, and I feel bad for people that have a way worse experience. So
On that day, we always knew we had the best basketball coach in the country, but on that particular day, we had the best person to kind of be the face of this university. So thanks, guys.
By the way, I don't know where any of us would have been if Tom was not amongst us, because he really brought everybody together. And he was the face, he was the voice, he was the leader at a time when nobody knew really what to do or how to do it. And I can't even imagine what it would have been like had he not been here, because I agree, I don't think there's anybody else who could have done what he did. And along the other lines, you'll not hear me say a lot of glowing things, especially when we're getting ready to play Michigan on Friday. But when we went down there for that game, they were unbelievable. They just were. The warmth, the compassion, how they reached out to everybody, because nobody really knew. We had a game. We know about how to play a basketball game, but do you do it differently? I mean, what's going to happen here? And they were just amazing. And I know we didn't win that game, but at the end of the day, I don't know if the game was most important that day. It just, a lot of people came together, and that was most important. So, Gary, thanks for the question. And we got another one.
Dominic from Lansing. Joe, for you, for starters, and I got one for both of you. When you lost to the NCAA tournament and you would come out, what would Coach say to you when you guys got together?
Well, my last year, I played until the final buzzer, so didn't end up subbing out. But that one, I think about that one a lot. We lost to Kansas State in the Sweet 16 in the overtime game. You get so close. Everybody's dream in college basketball is playing the Final Four. Like that's the ultimate. And you come to Michigan State with that expectation that Coach Izzo is going to help you get there, and to be part of his first I think, 4-year player, second time that it didn't happen, that he didn't get a senior class to the Final Four. It sucked, but at that moment you just appreciate.
We would have got there in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, in that moment you just you think about all the times you had with Coach Izzo, hard times, good times, and everyone, all your teammates and coaching staff, and try to process it. But having done it, having had a couple of tough losses in the tournament, it's not easy.
And then the both of you, when you come off the floor for your last time, after you kiss the floor and you're walking towards Coach, what are you thinking, and what's that like?
Yeah, so senior day is like probably one of the greatest traditions in Michigan State, and I'm grateful that my dad was part of starting that tradition, where you see other sports teams at Michigan State kissing the S or S Sparty head, whatever you want to do. They took it from us, which is pretty cool. So that just like when I'm talking about like leaving a legacy, and that's something that's going to go on for years. Who started that? Yes, there's players that started that. My dad was here. That's something where I never want to miss a senior day till the day I die. And I'm going to try to be at every single one, just like I've been at every single one since I've been alive. I didn't play, so I didn't have any subbing out of an NCAA tournament. I didn't have to talk to him. But just like the locker room, like everyone's sad after a loss, everyone's happy after a win. Sports have just a wide range of emotions, and it's cool that sports can do that for everybody. And as someone who wears my emotions on my sleeve, just like my dad, I just like love that aspect of seeing a group of guys, like even the guys this year, like years prior, like I'd get emotional because I know how much hard work it takes to win, do all that, go through a whole season. So it was cool to be a part of it for 5 years and kind of understand exactly everything that goes into a whole season as well as a career.
Yeah, I mean, the senior day tradition is at Michigan State is like no other. And my big claim to fame, I don't know if it's true.
I think it is true.
So I had to sit out a year because I transferred, started at Marquette. I think I was the first Spartan to kiss the Spartan head twice.
And I think you're right.
Yeah. So I did it my redshirt junior year. So I got to have that experience twice with Coach Izzo, and then some guys did it the year after me. They did it twice, but it's a special moment. It's kind of just like culmination. You see coach, and usually coach is pretty emotional for senior day when you're coming off the floor. But yeah, like similar to losing the tournament, it's just a special moment where you think a lot about the hard times and the good times with Coach Izzo, and you just feel like you're part of that tradition and that history. And when you finally, it's your turn to kiss the Spartan head. So it's a special moment.
Thank you.
We have one more question. And by the way, in reference to that tradition, and Sean Respert was the first to do it, BTN did a feature on it. Of course, like a lot of documentaries, it had sidebar stories as well. But you can find it on BTN Plus. Not that I'm plugging those guys, but it's really worth watching. They just hit it out of the park with that feature.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Debbie from East Lansing. Hey, guys. I've always wondered when coach is screaming at you on the sideline, are you actually looking at him and listening, or do you like look beyond him?
When you're young, like you really try to pay attention. Yes, coach, shake your head, nod your head when you're a younger player. Once you start to earn your stripes, it starts to go in one ear and just kind of out the other one. And once you get a little bit of the rank and you've done a couple of things, he likes it when you start to snap back at him a little bit. So I got to the point where if he's saying something to me, I'm probably say something to him, but he likes it. So yeah, it's you try to just stay calm. That's for sure.
What about you, Steven?
I didn't play enough to, have those issues. But yeah, I definitely give it back. I don't really listen very well. He told me to clean the garage. I show him 1,000 different ways how to clean the garage that aren't his way, and he does not like that. But we clean the garage like every week. It's insane. So I'm very argumentative.
Let me say one thing about you and your dad. These guys, talk about being able to separate, like when you're at home, father, son, and when you're at the facility, like coach and player. These guys did it better than anyone. Like if my dad was my college coach, there's a lot of things that probably we would have brought to the facility or brought back home after practice. But these two, they did a heck of a job at it, man. I give them credit.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I tried to. That was my, one of the big things, obviously. Coach's kid in the locker room. I didn't want to be, annoying or, be the coach's kid. So I pretty much just started all the trash talk in the locker room and solved all the issues with everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, I have to admit that the years we sat next to the bench, that was always entertaining.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. And sometimes productive.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, before we take a break, both these guys had big moments as players. And one of Joey Hauser's big moments came when we needed a bucket to win a game with no time left. And here's what it sounded like.
5 seconds, 3 seconds. Hogard down the lane. A bullet pass to Hauser up, and it's in! It's in! Joey Hauser made the winner!
Wow, what a pass by A.J. Hogard, and Hauser with the presence of mind to catch and finish.
What a way to run your winning streak to 9 straight and stay in first place in the Big Ten. The final score from East Lansing on the game winner by Joey Hauser, Michigan State 71 and Minnesota's got 69.
How was that?
That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, that was my high school principal was actually at that game, Mr. John Downdorf, really good friend of mine and mentor. But the play was not drawn up for me, that's for sure. But yeah, it was. I was just kind of supposed to be, set a screen. I think we were running it for like Max Christie at time or something. I happened to be in the right spot, right time. AJ dumped it off to me and put a layup in. But it was afterwards. It was really special to me. Is like my teammates just surrounded me immediately, like hugs, pouring water over me. Coach gave me a big hug. He was proud of me, and that was really, really special when we got back in the locker room and just to see them celebrate me in a moment like that.
Well, that was a basketball play in terms of basketball IQ, because you didn't have a lot of time to go, what should I do here?
Sometimes you just need a little time to figure it out, less time.
Okay. This week's Alumni Hall Spartan Basketball Trivia Ticket Giveaway. The winner, as always, gets a couple tickets to an MSU home basketball game. And you can pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So, our question is somewhere here. Chris, you got the question? Thank you. Host should be more prepared. Okay, we're going to play Purdue tomorrow, and the question is, of all the players that played at Michigan State, who has scored the most points in a single game against Purdue? And I'm going to give you one clue here to help you out a little bit. This player did not play for Tom Izzo as his head coach. Okay? And he had a bunch of them that day. That's all I can say. Anyway, we'll have more of our conversation with our special guests, Joey Hauser and Steve Izzo, in a moment, as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Of broadcasters.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket. Own the dream.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
And welcome back to the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And don't forget, a presenting sponsor of MSU basketball is Rocket. Own the dream. Well, the question we have in front of the audience here to win a couple tickets to a Spartan basketball game, our Alumni Hall trivia question is, of all the players that have played for the Green and White against Purdue, our opponent tomorrow, which player on a given game scored more than any other Spartan against the Boilermakers? And we have somebody that's going to levy a guess.
Allison from East Lansing. Is it Magic Johnson?
He shot enough. No, it's not.
Okay.
Not Magic Johnson. Okay, I'll give you one clue. He won't go down as one of an All-American player, but he could really come off the bench a lot of times, and he was a pretty good long-range guy.
This is Chuck from Williamson. My guess is Terry Furlow.
Terry Furlow is one of the greatest scorers in the history of this program, and that is not right. Okay. This guy is from Indiana and is not Scott Skiles. He was a Mr. Basketball. He lettered every year here. He's his mother's favorite son. He's right-handed. What else can I tell you about this guy? I can't remember his jersey number. I'll give you one more hint. He scored 40 points in 1989. 40, 89. Okay. Anybody? Uh-oh. We might have one
89
here.
might have gave it away.
Okay.
Kurt Mans?
Yes, Kurt Mans. Yay. Awesome. Oh, man. I thought we were going to get shut out for a minute here. Yeah, Kurt got lettered 4 years here. He was just a really good player. And at the end of the day, he scored 1,212 points. So he's in that special 1,000-point club. By the way, so is Joey Hauser, I might add. He made it in. So there you go. By the way, Bigby Coffee is proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Bigby Coffee location today. Okay, well, we played an exciting moment in the career of Joey Hauser here, that great shot against Minnesota. And he had a bunch of them. Well, Steven Izzo had a shot too, and here's what it sounded like.
Coming off a pick, Steven Izzo. He's breaking to the basket. Shots away. Oh, he got it! He got it!
Steven Izzo, are you kidding me?
This place has gone nuts, and now he's hugging his dad.
That was a big time play. Went right at Austin Williams, the starter. Got the bucket and the foul.
How about that? That was an unbelievable shot.
Okay, I've been wanting to ask you this since that shot. I've seen you have a lot of easy shots that didn't go in. The difficulty of that one was off the charts. When you just threw that thing up there, did you really think it was going in?
I watched it bounce on the rim a few times while I was laying down. And then it magically dropped in, and then everyone jumped on me. But as Mike Garland would say, that I practiced so many trick shots that was a normal shot for me. But no, yeah, just obviously just a cool experience for me to, score. I know the next questions that you're going to ask are, how did it make me feel, and the pressure that was on me for that. And yes, there's a lot of fan pressure from that, just wanting me to score and everything. And I appreciated that. Made it hard when everyone's cheering for me to, score. And I'm 5'7" on a 5'8" on a good day. Just like obviously put a lot of pressure on me, but just throughout my entire, Joey wanted me to score all the time, and so did everyone else on the team. And everyone was cheering me on all the time. I was so grateful for that. But my big thing was if I based my college career on trying to score, that'd be stupid, because I would take away from all the memories that I made for the 5 years. So scoring for me wasn't my number one priority. It was kind of just having the memories. So to have one go in, that was pretty cool. But in the grand scheme of things, scoring is one of the least amount of memories that I'm going to have playing basketball here. And, the bonds and memories that I've had, me and this guy were roommates for 3 years, hung out 24/7, still hang out all the time, still talk all the time. Still have a very close friendship with a few managers, and Mike Peterson, Dylan McCardle. I'll just throw their names out there listening. But just the friendships and the memories that I made for the 5 years, it would be pointless to base my big memory on scoring when I'm 5'7" as well.
But on a good day,
on a good day, you're 5'8".
Well, it's interesting. It was, I don't know what day it was, but it was in the morning and the TV was on, and I'm just getting ready to do something. and I hear my voice coming out of the television. Well, this little basket he made is on CBS Network TV on their morning show. And I'm like, so somebody thought it was a big deal. So you were 5'8" that day. It was all good. Well, when we come back, we're going to play this clip from assistant coach Thomas Kelly. And I really would like to hear what you guys think about what Coach Kelly said. But we're going to take a break first. By the way, get in the game and score big at Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel. Enter to win overnight stay packages, men's basketball tickets, and more. Enter at MSU Athletics Facebook or X, or go directly to turtlecreekcasino.com, followed by /MSU-PlayStation. We'll be back with more of the Spartan Basketball Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. The Tom Izzo Show is going to return in a moment, right after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more? I'll take one. Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Our lives are a collection of experiences, from fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
And welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show. And Michigan State wants to thank our upcoming game sponsor, Hap Care Source, Michigan's home for Medicaid. Okay, real quick before we get on to some thinking about special moments of MSU basketball with our guests today, Joey Hauser and Stephen Izzo. I want to touch on the Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign that benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Every time the guys or gals teams make a basket, they will donate $25 to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. So as we head down the home stretch of the Big Ten season, so far in combination, the men and women's team have made 319 threes times $25. That is almost $8,000. So I think we're going to get to 10 before this whole thing is said and done, and thanks to the Abood Law Firm. Well, we've kind of teased this a little bit, and it would be interesting to get their take on what Coach Kelly is about to talk about. And the question was simple when we visited with him. Why did you guys buy in? There had to be something that triggered this thing to get you to buy in. And here's what he said.
Then us, we're going to the NITs. Like, as my team call it, the not invited tournament, the NITs. For us to go to that, it's like we got tired of, we ready to turn a quarter too, because in our own way, from high school and all that, none of us was losers like that. We like to win, and we had to buy in. So after a while, we bought in to what Coach was trying to do, And whatever he was trying to do, if we had to, like I said, get up and run at 5:45, be there at 5:30, let's do it. If we gotta lift weights at 6 a.m. in the morning, let's do it. If we got, we got to sit here and we come back again and watch film after a study table, after a training table at 7:30 at night to from 7 to 9 at night, let's do it. But then there was also times where after that, like Coach was talking about the other day, we would sit there, we'll watch the late college game together as a team. We'll watch NBA game. We eat ice cream. It wasn't no food. No, we was just enjoying each other's company. And that's part of the reason why, like I said, a lot of us are still close to this day. But just think about all those times, he just putting time in every day. And we was right there with him. And and it was like we started believing in that. Started, let's hear what Coach talking about, and here we are.
Here we are. What do you think about that, guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's like no other place. And I kind of have an experience because I started at a different school. But Coach Izzo, coming out of high school, he was in my top 2 decisions, ended up going to Marquette, but we had already established a relationship. And when I decided to transfer, and he called me right away, like we picked up right where we left off. And it's a special place. Like I don't really know how to explain it, how there really is no other program like this. The way he cares about his players, like Coach Kelly was telling. And that's why he's able to push us, so hard and into getting up early, getting in the weights, practicing 2 days or whatever it might be, because we see how hard he works and we see how much he believes in us. And you get to the point where you buy into what this is all about and how special it really is. And sometimes, you got to kind of sit back and really soak in like how special this place is.
I just wrote something in a post, and I don't post a lot, but I posted this online, and Fox Sports kind of took it and put it on a different level. But I compare my dad in a coach, a mentor, and a father figure for everybody, whether it's manager, secretary, player, assistant coach, whoever it may be. And I just think that we have such a unique tradition here. Just like Joey said, there's no other school that can replicate what we have. No one's coming back for reunions. It's not common what we do. We're not normal, and that's a good thing. And just having that relationship built with everybody, as well as the community seeing it, it's important and very beneficial. And so buying in is easy because you have all 3 of those in one person. Whereas you might have your coach might not even be that. You might just be a coach, may not really care about you outside of sports. And you hear a lot of NBA guys say that their coach doesn't come watch them play. And my dad made it a thing where we're going to see a bunch of different guys play, whether it's in a pro-am or whether it's in the NBA, whatever it may be. We're still continuing that relationship years after they leave, and we're still going to continue it till the day I die. I'm going to keep that tradition alive, and I'm going to keep doing that with all these guys, be it every reunion, and never miss, because it's important to him. It's important to me. So, yeah, we're just not normal. That doesn't happen at other schools, and it's a big takeaway that, recruits, everyone should listen to.
Okay, well, when we come back, we're going to have time for a quick question, but we got to take a break. And by the way, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We'll return for more of the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little? But thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhelpsparrow.org.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back live for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And don't forget, whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for the entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. And frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief program every weekday on the Spartan Media Network across our great state, presented by Frank and Booth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. Okay, guys, before you go, we had time for one quick question. I think, where'd our question go? Okay, well, the question's gone. I have one. Real quick, before you go and we bring up our next guest, which is Kevin Palga, I know you guys want to hear what he has to say. When you think about the memories, what do you think the experience you'll take with you that was most meaningful? Oh, you're back. Our question's back.
Thanks for being here. It's been a great show. One of the oft-repeated mantras between my beloved son and I was be tough, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'm interested in the off-the-court stuff you guys took from your dads.
I mean, my dad used to always tell me, obviously a lot of those things, but he was a coach, a teacher for a long time. His big thing to all of us, my siblings, my older brother, my oldest sister, was be coachable. That was always both my parents' things, be coachable. And that can mean a lot of different things, but it sums it up pretty good right there. But yeah, that's kind of what I live by.
That's a good one. I should take that to my kids. Listen. I like it.
A lot of things.
Okay, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, one of the ones is like listen to learn to listen. That was a big one. Growing up, he says it at his basketball camp all the time, and probably says it here. But just everything he's ever done. Him and my mom raised my sister and I very well, and my goal is just to keep my family's name in a good spot and be a good citizen and do all the things that you should do no matter what. So I just try to operate that way.
There you go. Joey Hauser, Steven Izzo. Thank you guys so much. So much.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to take a break. Up next, Kevin Palga, as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base.
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community. Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mob Crew is part of our winning team.
The Lippman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at the Breslin Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Lippman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Lippman.com to see our whole lineup and four-store locator. That's Lippman.com. Lippman, official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan State Spartans.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
And we are live from Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And don't forget, Spartans fans, if you live, work, or go to school in the state of Michigan, you can join MSU Federal Credit Union. Save more and carry the only colors in your wallet with MSU FCU. Open your account today at msufcu.org. MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. Welcome, Kevin Pauga, Associate Athletic Director, Michigan State University. Well, Kevin has a lot of roles. One of them is when Matt Stenginga, has to get his beauty sleep, he fills in nicely for him. And we've had some big moments together.
Yeah, usually his beauty sleep takes more than just a game, though. So too bad for him, but we've had some big ones along the way. PK80 comes to mind, Arizona out in Pearl Harbor, and this year first Big Ten win at Minnesota was a fun one up in your favorite place at the barn.
I love that place. Yeah. Okay. Stephen wanted me to ask you one thing before we get into our topic here this evening. He slams you in the boards in hockey?
Yeah, he's not very good. Mostly it's because he claims to be 5'7", and he's probably closer to about 5'3". And most athletes that are playing are 6'3" like me. So too bad for him.
Okay.
I told him not to ask that and that I was going to get the last word. So he's probably got some regrets at the moment.
Well, the reason why we've asked Kevin to join us is that, and it's interesting. We add a whole bunch of schools to the Big Ten, and we're talking basketball now, but there's other sports, as you guys know. Well, Kevin's in charge of scheduling all of this. And the question I have, Kevin, as we open up is, we're a little past halfway in the basketball version of this, and things you're pleased with, surprises, and is it even possible to come up with a schedule that everybody likes?
So the best schedule is the one that everybody's a little bit ticked off at about the same, because there's no such thing as a perfect schedule. There's no such thing as being able to anticipate, whether it's from a competitive standpoint, whether it's from a travel standpoint, all the things that are just going to occur in kind of the reality show that is a season. It's part of the reason why we enjoy sports the way that we do. None of it is predetermined. It's all kind of like something great's going to happen tomorrow night. Now, something bad might happen tomorrow night, but a lot of cool stuff's going to happen. I mean, think of the roller coaster that was Saturday night. I mean, you're down 16 points in the first half. I'm not sure that many people in this room would have anticipated, oh, yeah, it's cool. You're going to win by 14 at the end, and everything's going to be good by the end of the night.
We were thinking that.
No, you weren't. So being able to try and present something that is competitively fair, that doesn't have obvious flaws to it. There's obviously more challenges relative to travel in an 18-team Big Ten, but there's also a lot of things that are still very traditional about the Big Ten and who you're playing. Like Michigan State, Illinois on a Saturday night should have looked very familiar. Purdue, Michigan State in a big top 15 matchup tomorrow night, something that should look very familiar to the fans at Breslin Center tomorrow night.
Well, when we come back, I have one other question for you about what we're doing in terms of scheduling. But first, I want to note that Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
From our farm fields to the football field, Michigan soybeans touch every life, every day. From the food we eat to the products we use and the cars we drive, soybeans are making an impact. The Michigan Soybean Committee is dedicated to helping our farmers grow the soybeans needed for a more sustainable future while working at the forefront of innovation to develop new uses. To learn more about the Michigan Soybean Committee's initiatives, please visit us at michigansoybean.org.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
And welcome back to the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Our producer on set is Chris Ordaway. Our studio producer is Noah Kelly. And want to thanks to Gabe Dansby for running our stream. Our next show is set for Monday, the 24th. Hoping you join us for that. Hoping you join us tomorrow at 6 o'clock for our pregame shows as we kick off our coverage of Michigan State hosting Purdue. And Kevin, I'm sorry we're out of time. You got to come back.
Go green.
Go green. Thanks, everybody, and thanks to Joey Hauser and Stephen Izzo.
You've been listening to the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Tom Izzo Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.